Hello, so what we're going to be doing in this video is we're actually going to be completing the Chapter 1 debugging assignment. So in order to complete that Chapter 1 debugging assignment, we need to go ahead and click into Modules. And then we will go ahead and scroll on down to the Chapter 1 debugging assignment link. And before we download the file, I just want to talk a little bit about the debugging assignments. So for each one of the debugging assignments, the file that you're going to be downloading to complete that assignment will have 5 syntax, runtime, or logic errors. And what you need to do is you need to go download the file and correct those syntax, runtime, or logic errors, and then submit that corrected file for credit. When you are going through and determining what errors, what syntax, runtime, or logic errors that do appear in a file, you need to place a comment next to the correction that you did make. If you correct all of the errors but do not place any comments in the file that you upload, you will not receive full credit for that assignment. The other thing I want to mention too is that each one of the debugging assignments will be different, but you'll want to follow the same type of procedure that we're going to walk through in this video to complete each one of those debugging assignments. So what we need to do next is we need to go ahead and download the file that we're going to be debugging and completing for this assignment. So I'll click on Modules, and then what I need to do is I need to go ahead and click on the simple1.java file for debugging assignment, and then after that I need to go ahead and click on my download simple1.java to go ahead and download that file. So I'll go ahead, click on it, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and save the file, and I will go ahead and click on OK, so I save it to my hard drive. I will go out into my downloads directory and I will copy it into my debug folder found under my CIS 150 folder. My CIS 150 folder is my home directory for JGrasp for this class, so I'll click on JGrasp, and then I will go ahead, double click on debug, and there's my simple1.java file, so I will double click on it. So this is the file that we need to correct. The easiest way to go ahead and actually find the errors is to actually attempt to compile the file. So I will just click on the little plus that compiles my file. And it looks like we have 3 compile errors. And the first one, it's highlighted on line 2. It says invalid method declaration, return type required. So for any method, including the main method, you need to specify a return type. For our main method, the return type will be void. So I will go in and add that as my return type. And then for each error that you correct, I want you to make sure and add a comment as to what you actually did. Added void as return type. If you do not add these comments, then I will be deducting points for each. So if it runs correctly but you've not added comments, you will not get full credit for the exercise. So I will go ahead, what I'm going to do, the easiest way to debug this is just correct one error at a time and then recompile. So I will recompile the file. Now it's showing me my second error on line 9. Again, all Java statements that except for loops and some other statements, method headers need to end in a semicolon. So I will go ahead and add my semicolon, and I will just go ahead and specify added semicolon. I will go ahead, recompile my file again. Oh, looks like we're down to 1 error. Reached into file without parsing, so it's showing line 21 as the error. And basically one of the first things you need to know when you create a class and you have your main method, both the class will have opening and closing curly braces, and both your main method will have opening and curly braces. So all classes and all methods need opening and closing curly braces, and it looks like we have the opening and curly brace for our main method, but we don't have it for our class. So what I'm going to do on line 22, I'm just going to go ahead and add that curly brace, and then add a comment that I added this. One of the main problems that you're going to find when you're writing up Java programs is trying to make sure that your curly braces matched up. So that, again, you'll be running into this error quite often. So let me go ahead and rerun, recompile. Okay, so now it looks like we still have another compile error. So it's on line 11. So if we look down below, package system does not exist. And it looks like system is in lowercase. Well, Java is case sensitive. So basically what we're doing here is we're trying to call the system out print line method, but we're trying to call it using a lowercase s. So what I need to do is I need to update that to an uppercase s. And then I need to go ahead and add how I corrected the error, updated system to system. So it looks like we found 4 errors, so we're probably going to be looking for one more error. So I will go ahead, compile the program again, see if okay, so it looks like we have all the compile errors fixed. So since all the compile errors fixed and we still have one more error, we're probably looking at either a runtime or a logic error. So let me just go ahead and click on the run main method, the little man, and it looks like our picture's not quite as it's supposed to be. It looks like that bottom line is getting added to our second to last line. So that kind of shows us in the code where we may have a problem. If we look at the code, basically all of our system outs are printlns, but there's one print. So basically when it's a print instead of a println, the next print statement will appear on the same line as the previous statement. So what we want to do is we want to make sure there's a carriage return so that bottom asterisks show up as basically the bottom of our 3D box. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and fix this logic error. We'll change our print to a println. So what I'm going to do, updated print to println. And then I will recompile, make sure there's no compilation errors, and then I will go ahead and run the program. And it looks like everything looks correctly, looks like it should. Our 3D box is getting printed out correctly, so the next step is to submit our simple1.java file where we made our corrections to. So I will just go ahead and make sure the file is closed. Okay, the final step to complete this debugging assignment is to upload the simple1.java file that we just made our corrections in up into the correct assignment Dropbox in Canvas. So in order to do that, I'll just go ahead and click on Modules. After I've clicked on Modules, then I will scroll on down to the Chpt1 Debugging assignment link, click on that link, and then I will go ahead and click on the Submit Assignment button. So I'll click on that. Again, if we go back into JGrasp, you want to verify where you've saved that simple1.java file. It's found under my CIS150 debug directory. So let me go back into Canvas, select Browse under File Upload. And what I need to do is I need to find that directory, so CIS150, debug, and then I will just go ahead and select the simple1.java file, click on the Open button, and once I've clicked on the Open button, this is the only file I need to upload, so I will just go ahead and click on the Submit Assignment button, and it should come back with a mess letting me know that I've submitted the assignment and that the Resubmit Assignment button now appears. So again, you can resubmit an assignment as long as I have not graded that assignment. So this is all I wanted to cover in this video. So again, when you are doing these debugging assignments, you'll want to follow the same process that I covered in the Chapter 1 debugging assignment to find the various syntax, runtime, and logic errors in the debugging assignment for that chapter. So we will talk to you later.